Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. This is the show we talk about sports with comedians, and I gotta fix that, man. I keep forgetting to do that. I keep forgetting to be able to add some music to that. I'll get on that. I'll get on that. Anyway, like I said, this is the show we talk about sports with comedians, and we get down with the get down. So let me first introduce you to one of my favorite comedians. He's out from the Detroit area. I'm sure he's gonna have a lot to say. He's hit the stages everywhere, all across the country. He's from Detroit. My man, Mr. Howie Bell. Howie, how you doing, bro? You there? I figures.
Wait, hold on, Frank, hold on.
I figured.
Coming to you live from the Howie Bell Man Cave too. That's funny because I host a lot of Detroit Lions. Let me do this one more time.
He's gonna have to enjoy that. How you got to enjoy that? It ain't like you could live it forever, man. Because you gotta live it in this moment. You gotta live it in this moment.
Absolutely, totally concur. What the good thing about it is, we've been so terrible for so long,
right?
That this is like it doesn't matter. Like people looking like, hey man, you Detroit guys. I'm like, man, listen, bro, we got a right to be proud right now.
Let me also bring in my man who's also been a comedian. He's been at the stages from all across the country. He's from Chicago, living in the Atlanta area, getting hit down with the snowstorm and being boggled down by the snowstorm. What's going on, Mr. Rodney Perry? How you doing, sir?
What's up, Frank? What's up, Howie Bell?
My God, what's going on, Rodney Perry, man?
Man, it's always a pleasure, man. One of my favorite human beings in the world.
Man, you one of my favorite brothers. It's a long time, good brother.
Yeah, man. First of all, I want to thank you guys for both joining the show, man. We got a lot to cover today, man. We're gonna really enjoy today's show because this is the Friday before the playoffs. You guys from Detroit, you get lucky. You get to sit back and see who you're gonna play next week. You know what I mean?
We're relaxing right now. We chilling.
Yeah, me and Rodney, we on the outside looking in because he's a Bears fan. I'm a Patriots fan. We're gonna sit there and just say, and let Rodney, Rodney, who are you representing this year? Who's your team this year, Rodney?
I like Baltimore, man. I think they set to make a run. I think they finally get over the hump of beating Kansas City. I think Baltimore should win the Super Bowl.
I think they should, but if they could, is a whole different conversation. You know what I mean? They got a lot of people.
I like Detroit, but Detroit is hobbled with injury right now.
Yeah, but that ain't stopped them, bro. They've been steamrolling. They've been
Philadelphia is hobbled with injury too. I mean, it's a lot, but I feel y'all.
Yeah, so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start at the top. I've been asking certain questions all week long, and one of the biggest questions I started out every day. I ask a couple of people these questions. So just to have you guys here today, I'm gonna start with you, Howie Bell, and it's even more. I saw on our first take today, man. The question I saw was Deion Sanders is in the news, and Deion is sitting here saying that he would entertain a coaching job in the NFL. He would if his children, if it's one or both, Shedeur or Silo, ended up in the NFL.
He said both. He said he would.
Yeah, he did say both. He did say both. He did say both. But they left a little window for one or the other. He did say that too. But let's start with this, Howie. Let me throw it out there to you. If he does go, everything else, where you think would be the best spot for him to land at, and where you see him at, what you like him at? Because honestly, right now, it looked to me like it's going to be the Raiders. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's a good question, man. Frank, listen, I love Deion, man. I love the way he's done for Colorado, and I love the fact that he is literally living nepotism. And a lot of people don't want to see black people do that. But, that's been a big part of any kind of genre of business, including sports. So to see your son go somewhere and he follow his son, that's cool. But I would say, to answer your question, Dallas, and I'm not a Dallas fan at all. I'm Detroit Lions, of course. I would say Dallas. And I think that's a better fit for him. With Jerry Jones, want to be kind of a dictator, but Deion has his program. I think that's a better marriage for him than the Raiders or.
It doesn't make no sense. But here's the problem: Dallas already got a QB. You know what I mean? I'm thinking if he goes somewhere, he wants to bring Shedeur. You know what I mean? That's why I was thinking the Raiders.
But how long is that Dallas quarterback gonna last? I mean, Prescott is okay, but is he really good like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another story. But Prescott, I don't know. I don't have that much confidence in him. I think he could bring his son in there as a backup and then go forward.
Interesting take, Rodney Perry. You hear what he's saying? What you think, Rodney?
I mean, I do like Dallas as a home. I mean, he's part of their family, he's part of their community, and if one or both of his sons go, but how about this? His son's probably tired of his dad.
Maybe not though.
His sons is probably tired of their daddy. They've been with their daddy every day for the last 25 years. Them boys is probably like, look, dog, let me go just be a man on my own. But
I don't know if I agree with that, Rodney, because of him, they went from JSU to Colorado. Now they're being seen. I don't know if I agree with that one, Rodney Perry. I don't know.
Yeah, because
we all men. We all men. At some point, you pull away from your parents. It's just what it is. That's what happens.
I agree, though. At some point, it's going to be like that. I agree. But I right now, I think that they got the best tutelage, which is coming from dad right now. I think they're good right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can see that happening maybe in the future, saying, hey, I got to go my own way. But I don't know, man. I think if he brings them along the way and keeps, catering to his skill set, knows what he does, and from coach to dad and personality, I think it's a great matchup to say the least.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. Now, let me just throw this out there to you too, because Deion's doing what Deion does, and forcing people to go a certain way. Howie, if you are literally the Raiders and Deion says no, which way do you go? Because Tom Brady's on your shoulder right now. Tom Brady already came in there with minority ownership and he cleaned house. You know what I mean? Fired the GM. He's firing people left and right. He cleaned house. He's starting in. If you Tom Brady and Deion says no, do you go Mike Vrabel? What you do?
The Raiders? Well, I don't know. Vrabel's good. He's good. He's a good coach. I don't know. It's a lot of coaches going to be available, including a couple from Detroit. A couple coordinators from Detroit. So the Raiders might want to look into Ben Johnson and guys like that. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember the brother's name. He used to coach for the Jets. The white guy.
Robert Saleh?
No, he used to coach, and
Robert Saleh used to coach.
He's on First Take. All the time. I know who you're talking about, but he's on First Take all the time. He loves the Lions, but he's the coach for the Jets. I can't remember his name right now. It escapes me. But he would be a good option for the Raiders, though. He got the false dentures right now. This is why he got the big heavy set guy. What's his name?
Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan. There we go.
There we go.
Rex Ryan. I think Rex Ryan wants to coach again. I've heard him, kind of allude to that a few times, and I think Rex Ryan would. Probably be a good candidate for the Raiders, but I don't know what the Raiders will do.
Rodney Perry, that question falls to you, bro. What you think?
I think the Raiders need to go sit down somewhere altogether. And don't get me wrong. I mean, they clean house every 4 or 5 years anyway. And so it's a historic franchise. I haven't really been a big fan of the Raiders since they moved to Vegas. Because it seemed like it ain't Oakland, it ain't LA, it ain't real Raider game to me. But to answer your question, I think Deion could change the face and get him a real positive uplift if he were to go there. Outside of him, any black coach would do for me.
Well, Rodney, the reason why I asked you that specifically is because Pete Carroll's looking at the Raiders, but most likely people are saying he might land on the Bears. You know what I mean? That's why I said, let me ask Rodney Perry this question.
Me and Buddy Lewis had this conversation the other day, and we don't want Pete Carroll. We don't want Pete
why?
Carroll. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Pete Carroll is a gunslinger, and Pete Carroll don't really fit into the Bear world.
How old is Pete Carroll?
He probably 60 years old, somebody right at 60.
Rodney, if I had something right now, I'd throw it at you, bro. I really would throw it at you. The Bears world ain't worked since '85. So you know what I mean?
No. I'm not disputing that. I just don't think Pete Carroll fits into that whole thing. And he's the type of guy that's gonna come in and they're not gonna give him the power he needs to make a difference.
Okay, that's better. I like that.
They're just not gonna give him. And that's why I like even Belichick wouldn't come to the Bears because they don't want to relinquish the power. Like a guy like Pete Carroll needs to come in there. He needs to have ultimate control over everything, and they're not gonna give it to him.
How you like Pete Carroll with the Bears?
I like Pete Carroll in general. I think he's a great coach. He did a really good job with Seattle for a long time, right?
Yeah,
And I like him as a coach, but I don't know about the Bears. And be honest, I really don't give a damn about the Bears.
I
I,
know you don't.
I love. I mean, the NFC North is my division. They've been kicking our ass for so long. Green Bay, Vikings. Listen,
Yeah,
right now
y'all number one running back is ex-Bear.
he sure is, and thank you for giving them to us. And what I'm saying is, whatever they get, and they trying to go after our coordinator. But let me tell you this. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the Bears need to just kind of shut it all down and start from scratch, bro. I remember this when the Lions was like this. We
Yeah.
were like this for a long time, longer than the
But
Bears.
y'all, this what y'all did better than us. Y'all went through and y'all shored up your offensive line. Your quarterback was safe. Being a Bear fan, man, watching good quarterbacks run for their life is unacceptable.
It took a long time for us to get to this point.
Yeah, it has. And right
This
now,
has been, the
and right now, my concern about Detroit is, man, how long y'all gonna even last like that? Because y'all gonna lose defense and offensive coordinators like right now. You know what I mean? Like if y'all don't win the Super Bowl this year, y'all gonna be in trouble next year.
good, possibly,
That's my concern.
possibly.
All right, so let's do the picks. We got weekend picks. We always gotta do the weekend picks. And let me pull up the weekend picks. I'm gonna let you go first, Howie. Obviously your Lions is not in place. I mean, we're
But
not
it's all
doing
good.
that.
It feels good to be. Listen, it feels good to be Frank, to be in this position, to be able to sit back and enjoy the playoffs and not worry about my team for another week and let us heal up and get healthy. So I'm gonna enjoy. I'm gonna sit back with popcorn, brother. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? All weekend.
Yeah, bro. I listen. Oh, I got the right hat. Oh, I understand. I understand.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing it for 20 years. I've been doing it. All right, so I don't know if you know the games off the top of your head. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw out to you, both of you. I'm gonna throw out to you the upset of the week. Like my upset of the week right now. I'm going on the record right now. I think my upset of the week is going to be the Eagles and the Packers. I think the Eagles gonna lose, and I think the Eagles gonna lose because Jalen Hurts just came in there. Literally was yesterday. Even playing a couple of weeks, he got concussion protocol. He's not playing 100%. I think they got injuries too. That's my concern. I think that's my literal upset of the week. Howie Bell, you get the first pick on this because obviously, being a Detroit fan, you guys face the Eagles an awful lot. What you think?
That's a tough one. That's tough, man. Listen, bro, I don't agree.
Okay.
I think the Packers are good, and I think that they could very well upset them, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that there's just too much ground game from the Eagles for the Packers to handle, and it's too much. And I think the Eagles are going to go in there, with a chip on their shoulder. He's coming back off that concussion protocol. And Hurst, shout out to the Qs, real Jalen Hurst. You know what I'm saying? It's my frat brother, and I'm gonna tell you something. He gonna do his thing, man. They gonna come back and they gonna win.
I hope. Listen, I'm rooting for him. I just don't see it happening, bro. Rodney Perry, being a Bears fan, I know you got a lot to say about this one. My upset of the week.
I mean, here it goes. They're saying that the quarterback for the Packers may not play either.
Right.
That he might not play, and if he don't play, they definitely not gonna win.
They're definitely not gonna win if Love has not been there.
Yeah.
So they need Jordan Love. Jordan Love is a little hobbled right now,
Yeah.
and he might not even play this weekend. If he don't play, the Packers, they got that same thing that the Boston Celtics had. They got some type of lucky rabbit's foot over there somewhere. So they will get lucky on your ass. But I think the Eagles just are too strong, man. Too strong right now.
Yeah.
So are you saying to me that the Celtics luck has been luck? That's what you're saying to me. You know how much we've lost? I almost got sidetracked.
No. Let's finish that. Let me tell you something about them Celtics. You playing them five dudes on the court and that little green dude in the middle of the the leprechaun is real, man.
When we used to do box seats, Rodney Perry didn't believe in the Celtics at all. Now, now that they won, and I ain't seen them since they won.
I like the Celtics. I like the guys. I like the team. They the blackest they ever been, and they good guys.
Yeah, it's the best team that they've ever had. But I'm gonna get to the NBA in a second, man. Because I got a couple questions I want to ask you all on the NBA too. And let me jump back to the picks of the week, man. The other big picks that everybody's picking over, I think people are split on, is obviously Pittsburgh and Baltimore. I think there's a lot of people who's sitting there saying, I'm gonna throw this out there, Howie. If Baltimore loses, and I'm going to be on the record with this, if Baltimore loses, I think Lamar Jackson loses the MVP. I don't even think it's a question. You know what I mean? I think, and I'm going to throw that out there too, because obviously the people haven't voted for that, and people are like, see, you ain't won again. You know what I mean?
Now, when it comes to the MVP, do they count the playoffs?
No, the playoffs doesn't count. But people tend to do it and have that memory when they stop voting. You know what I mean? Even though the voting should have already happened.
Right.
Now, I don't know if it necessarily happens by that time. I'll check on that. Matter of fact, I have my white boy in the back. Check that down. My man Steve, also known as Negative Net, he'll check on that MVP voting for me. I'm gonna bring him in for the show's over, and we will ask Steve. I'm gonna say, Steve, give me the facts. And when does the actual MVP voting end? And he'll be able to answer that for me. But right now, I think if the voting was to end and it already ended, fine. But I think if it hasn't ended and Lamar Jackson loses, I think he also loses the MVP. I think it's a shoe-in for Josh Allen. What you think?
Wow, that's crazy.
I would say that it's a shoe-in almost right now for Josh Allen. Anyway.
What? You think so? Okay.
I do. I just think that he's the best or most valuable player for his team. I don't think people really watch them Buffalo games, man. And I mean, this guy is really, really good. And Lamar, it's not like it's a runaway race.
That's what you said. That's what you just said, though, Howie Bell. You lose your mind. Howie Bell loses his damn mind.
A shoe-in is not necessarily a runaway race. It just means that we believe he's going to get it. That doesn't mean it's a runaway. But Lamar Jackson is incredible as well. But I just believe, you
believe in the white man.
See, why you
it ain't about color to me, but I see what you're saying.
Man,
it's absolutely about color.
And that's look, we sound like we on the comments in social media. Listen, it ain't about the white man. Or a black man. You know, that was the case. We should never watch sports at all because it's all kind of races and you know what I mean? Like, what are you for? You know what I'm saying? So we got to get away from that, man. We turn everything into race and politics. It's amazing what we do in this world now. But I tell you, man, but I just believe that Josh will be able to pull it off. And literally, I think my quarterback should be the MVP. You know what I'm saying? Jared Goff. But
and you're bugging. But I'll leave you that because I love you. But I'll leave you with that because I understand. You know what I mean? I understand.
He has a case though. So I mean, but that's something else. You know what I mean?
He has a case to be fourth runner up. Yeah, he definitely has a case to be fourth runner up. But he is not the MVP before.
Easily, and that's being nice.
Fourth runner
before Lamar Jackson.
Have y'all seen the numbers we put up this year, man?
Lamar Jackson.
I think you understand.
Saquon Barkley. Then maybe your QB. Maybe
you'll put a running back before my QB
for sure. Easily.
Before the 40 years after 40. Man, Howie's bugging, man. Right? I love Howie to death. That's my man. 50 grand. Sometimes we let that line cross the fandom. You know what I mean? We let that line cross.
Hey, you know what? I would never publicly say this about another comedian, but Howie Bell's losing his damn mind.
Well, so if I'm losing my damn mind, then that means that this 15-2 record that we have don't mean a damn thing.
No, it just means you have a complete team. Your team is playing better than anybody. Your team.
Do you realize that our defense is depleted more than any defense in the whole?
And that's why I'm saying your team. That you make
no. I get that, but a quarterback has to be able to sustain that and be a really, really good leader to make this happen. Our defense has been. I
would get that to your head coach more than I'll give it to your quarterback.
Let me tell you something. We picked up people that was working at Walmart to come play on the defense.
And I would have to get you see what I'm saying?
I don't think y'all understand how depleted we are.
All right. We off track. We off track, guys.
No. Let me get you back on track, Ronnie. So what that means is our quarterback And our offense, of course, is a team, but our quarterback has to be able to lead that drive and be able to sustain that to be able to get to 15-2. And I don't care what you say, 15-2 is incredible. The number one seed in the NFC and another division championship 2 years in a row. Come on, man. Come on.
I again,
Rodney Perry, your floor. Go ahead.
please. First of all, let's talk about MVP. It is hands down Lamar. He's played lights out all season. His numbers are through the roof. Like there's nobody close to him in numbers. Nobody even close to him, including Josh Allen and including anybody else you could consider. So I think he's hands down the NFL MVP. I don't think whether he loses to Pittsburgh or not affects him, but he's not going to lose to Pittsburgh. They lost to Pittsburgh early in the season, and now it's time for them boys to shine. And let me tell you something. They're going to put their foot. First of all, Pittsburgh coming off of what, a 4-5 game losing streak. They still they gonna get their ass beat again.
You know what? You on? You know what? Rodney Perry, you on facts. And since Get Up has their guy, Get Up has Hembo. Let me bring my guy in, Steve. Steve, he's my white boy in the back. My white boy in the back right now. Check on this.
He in the front now. Way to go, white boy in the front.
White boy in the front right now. I just need you to tell me right now, when does the MVP voting end, bro? Talk to me. When's the MVP voting end?
Give me 1 second. It's usually the thing I read earlier was it's between the end of the regular season and the first week of the playoffs.
So there you go. That's what I did.
That's when it ends, but that's not when it's announced, I don't think. So
no, it's announced later. But the voting, when did the voting end?
The voting ends at the end of the first round of the playoffs.
Okay. All right. See, that's my Hembo. I'm going to bring him back when we have another controversial.
Well, no. I got a question for him.
Okay, let me bring him back in. Go ahead. He's there. Go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Ned. Are these two gentlemen affected by the white man in America?
Who were two?
Affected?
Which two are you asking? Which two?
I'm talking to Ned. I'm asking Ned about you and Howie Bell voting for Josh Allen the MVP. Are they losing their mind?
Hold on. I didn't vote for Josh Allen MVP. I said Lamar Jackson gonna be MVP.
No, you didn't.
Okay, well, I'm saying it now. I think Lamar Jackson going to be MVP. I never even said my vote. I think Lamar Jackson will be MVP. Statistically speaking, I think he's going to win. But go ahead.
Both guys are deserving. It's look. I just gave Frank some numbers. Lamar Jackson's the first player with 40 passing TDs and fewer than 5 interceptions in a season.
You hear that?
He's the first player with 40 passing TDs and 600 rushing yards in a season, and he's the first player with 4,000 passing yards and 800 rushing yards in a season. So
like nobody's close.
Look at all that. He's probably going to get it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, if that don't sound like the MVP, thanks, Nick. Thanks, Steve. I'm gonna have to get you hit back in a second because we're gonna have some other facts. I gotta look you up.
May I say something, please?
Yeah, so your floor.
Statistics are incredible and they're important, but it's called the most valuable player.
Yes, sir.
Most valuable player to your team.
I agree.
So it's not about just the stats, and I'm sure we could pull up a lot of Josh Allen stats and could compare. But what I'm saying to you is Josh Allen has been more valuable to Buffalo this year than Lamar has been to the Ravens, because you got to remember they got a hell of a running back over there in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? And that has been the difference. Their run game is incredible. It hasn't all been on Lamar this year. It's been all on Josh this year with a mediocre passing attack and a mediocre defense. He's the most valuable player for his team.
I cannot disagree with that. I got my man Stack. I had to have him jump in the show because Stack always gives me he's one of them dudes who's literally middle of the road. You know how we all got our homies who's middle of the road. You know what I mean? And he could be a homer at times, but he's middle of the road. So let me ask my man Stack, Stack, give me the middle of the road on this.
What up, Rodney? What up, Howie? Nice to meet you.
What up, though?
Go ahead.
What's up, fam?
How you doing, fam?
What you got for me?
Tell me what you think, man, bring it home to me on who is the MVP, because we up here arguing about who's the MVP, man.
Honestly, there's no reason. I could not really fathom any reason why you wouldn't make Lamar Jackson your MVP. Statistically speaking, nobody's ever done this before. It's unprecedented. I know he's got a good running game. I know that team has a system. He's got weapons and all that helps, but even just protecting the ball. You know what I mean? You threw 40 touchdowns. and less than five picks, I mean, that means you're protecting the ball. That's value right there outside of just, scoring. I do think that if Josh Allen does somehow get MVP, which is also justifiable, if he does, then you have to give Lamar Offensive Player of the Year. But I'm not saying it still wouldn't be a robbery if Lamar doesn't get MVP.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's one last thing, Rodney Perry, that I don't think I mentioned, and people seem to be overlooking this too. If Josh Allen loses this weekend to Denver, because they have a hard time playing Denver, I think the same script to go to Josh Allen too. I think he could be out of the conversation for MVP if he loses. So do you think the Bills are going to beat, Denver, or you think Denver's going to beat the Bills? Where you at with this, Rodney Perry?
I mean, Denver's one of them teams nobody give a damn about. And if you lose to Denver, it's definitely going to put a black eye on your squad. But the reality is this, man. Josh Allen is not going to lose to Denver.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not going to happen. But that's a great what if, which is your job to give us some cool what ifs. But I don't see that happening. I think he'll be fine in terms of that. But he is still not the MVP. I mean, with Lamar Jackson coming in with 31st place All-Pro votes to Josh Allen's 18, I think that's just a precursor to let us know that Lamar is head and shoulders above the guy this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is with that one. All right, so Roddy says I still got you up. I got a couple other games. Let's go through the games. You tell me who you think is going to tell me. Like, for example, I got the Texans and the Chargers. Who you got, Texans and the Chargers? Because right now, honestly, I think the Chargers are going to pull that.
They got to play. They got to play at Phoenix too, right?
Right. Because
they're playing in Phoenix because it was a Chargers home game, but because of the fires in LA, they got to play in Phoenix, man. I think that puts them out of their comfort zone. But I think the Chargers come in to playing for something, playing for the city or whatnot, Los Angeles. So that's going to help them. But them Texas boys is fast, man. Them boys is absolute lights out fast. This time of the season, I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Okay, you got the Chargers. Howie Bell, who you got between the Texans and the Chargers, man? Let's make this interesting. Who you got?
I got to go with the Chargers. I got to go with Harbaugh, University of Michigan, brother. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing a good job, turn that program around. I'm excited about it. I don't give a damn where they're playing at. They could be playing in Tuscaloosa. It doesn't matter. I think that the Chargers are going to pull this one off. I think got something to prove.
Now you hear him saying that. Okay. Stack, give me your facts on winning, losing. Matter of fact, just give me the facts. Who you think is going to win this, Stack? Talk to me, bro.
I'm going to say it's tough because now that the game's in Phoenix, it is kind of a neutral ground. It's indoors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Houston got all those weapons. It could be a coming out party for them of sorts with that QB. You can score a lot of points indoors. Not saying that they couldn't score a lot of points in LA.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a toss-up. I want to say that they are playing. I do agree with Rodney with, they're playing with the city. They got the city on their shoulders, this and that. But I don't know if Herbert can score enough points. All right, how about this? If the Chargers don't score 24 points, I think they're going to lose.
All right, there it is. I was waiting for him to get to a pick eventually, so he finally got there.
He got there.
He got there.
If they don't score 24 points, I think they'll lose.
There it is. Howie Bell, the last game we haven't talked about is the Rams versus the Vikings. Some people are picking that this could possibly be the other upset of the weekend. I don't know, man. That's because the Vikings lost their last game. I think, in my opinion, this could be a bounce back game for them because the Rams don't match up good to the Vikings. Where you at? You guys see the Vikings a lot as Detroit Lions fans. Where you at with this?
I think the Lions exposed the Vikings, to be honest. And I'm not just saying that as a Lions fan. I think they got exposed. And I think that Matthew Stafford and the Rams are going to be too good for them. Mm-hmm. And I just think that they're going to pull it off. And, one thing about Matthew Stafford, I know because he was an ex-Lion, of course, he's going to be able to drive that team. He's not going to go for this. You know what I'm saying? And I think Sam Darnold he got exposed too. You know what I'm saying? I think that he became, as they've been saying online, a pumpkin. Okay. He was Cinderella for a long time. And he became a pumpkin. And now, the Vikings, which is still a really good solid team. Let's not get it wrong. They still won 14 games. Right. So there's a good team. But at the same time, it's playoffs. It's a new season right now.
100%.
Yeah, all that record shit is out the door right now, even for the Lions.
Yeah, it definitely goes out the window.
It's
I
all-
gotta give a shout out to my man Steve in the back. I'm gonna start calling him White Chocolate because I can't think of another nickname. He in the back, he just said the NFL MVP winner won't be announced until February during Super Bowl Week 1. The final week of the regular season concludes on Sunday, January 5th, and the first round of playoffs obviously begins, Saturday. So we already know that, and it makes it finalized on that. Mr. Rodney Perry, I want to switch up the conversation and start talking about the NBA because me and the homies, me, Steve, Kev, and Stack, been talking about this week about the NBA All-Star Game format and what we would do to change the NBA All-Star Game if we could. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna tell you mine, and then you tell me what you would do. Okay,
let's
go.
go.
This is what I would do. I would have Friday night be the NBA G League All-Stars play against the NBA rookies. That's what I would do for Friday night.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Friday. Saturday, right? I would have one-on-ones. I would have Jason Tatum versus Ant Edwards. I would just have one-on-ones. I'd have 10 minutes of players playing one-on-one from 12 to 6. I would have everybody who everybody wants to see, like maybe Jason Tatum against Ant Edwards, maybe Dame versus Steph, maybe LeBron versus Giannis, maybe, 10 minutes, because we all sit at home. We talk about one-on-ones, like who we'd like to see one-on-one. Saturday night would conclude with dunk contest. And then Sunday for the finale, I would have the NBA All-Stars, best in the game, playing against the Europeans, the best in the game. Have the Europeans come over, and the best European players who are killing it overseas worldwide, have them play against us to make sure we could see now competitiveness in the league, because these dudes in the NBA don't want to get showed up by no European players. That's what I would do. So that's my NBA All-Star. Right now they got it all messed up. Do you like the NBA format as is now with the 4 teams? And if not, what would you do?
Well, this is what I would do. First of all, I wouldn't do no one-on-ones. I would do because we saw with the Olympics, the 3-on-3 game is really a big game. And so I would do maybe a 3-on-3 versus a 1-on-1, a 3-on-3 where you pick where the teams pick their guys,
right?
And so give a chance to showcase some of the guys that aren't the top tier of the league, right? I would still have the finale would be the NBA All-Star team. I'm not bringing in no Europeans. Don't nobody give a damn about no damn Europeans.
And I didn't say that part, but go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Nobody in America.
Well, they've almost beat America just now this past year. So
they almost don't count. Almost. We've been talking about horseshoes and hand grenades. Okay, and then I wouldn't. Don't nobody give a damn about the G League either. Nobody want to see no G League All Stars. A bunch of people nobody know. Nobody give a damn about them. So I would maybe put my rookies against my second team All Stars.
That's a good idea. I like that.
The guys that's not really a part of All-Star Weekend, let them shine against the rookies. They pros. You still a pro, you still cold. And I really think something need to be overhauled, need to happen to the dunk contest. Some type of incentive. Like now that's the one-on-one game though. That's your one-on-one right there, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
One-on-one round robin for the whole thing, and $1 million walk-off for the winner.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I ain't mad at you, Rodney. I ain't mad at you, Howie. This is the thing I could say that my man Vance Bradford, shout out to him. He said 3-point contest. I would say Vance. They do 3-point contests every night. We already see that every night. So by the time the All-Star game come around, we ain't gonna see no shock. I wouldn't add that. But I just to say what Roddy said, I added that event for Friday night because we have the celebrity game. Ain't nobody want to see no celebrities playing basketball. Who cares? And me anyway. I want to see. That's why I'm there tuned in for basketball players to play basketball players. That's why I said what I said for the best in the G League, because you get those boys a chance to shine. They might be in the NBA one day. Some of them might not. That's my take. What would you do? What would you do, Howie?
I'm gonna be honest, just to start right there. I think that your take on that with the G League against the rookie, that's actually a good idea. Because I'm gonna tell you something. It can't just be the rookies, it's got to be the top rookies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, of that year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or really so far in that season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What have you. To play against the best G League All-Stars. That's not a bad idea right there. Because that'll remind you kind of like a college game. Kind of
right.
Sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With the speed and with the whole enthusiasm and the energy. I think that's not a bad idea. So I'm with you on that one. One-on-one, no, I'm with Ronnie Perry on that. I don't like the idea of one-on-one. I think that's First of all, I think the Eagles are not going to let that happen. So let's go there. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's going to want to get burnt or beat by Morant. You know what I'm saying, on a one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do that. You know, so
No, they definitely ain't gonna do it. But I would like to see that. But they definitely gonna do it.
That one ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let me say something. Huh?
I said pride is too much.
Pride is way too much, especially in basketball.
Yeah.
It's such an individual thing, even though it's supposed to be a team sport.
Yeah.
But the dunk contest, I think they need to start making the top players be in the dunk contest. Now that's where we're missing. Like the stars aren't in the dunk contest like they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why that's boring now. So they need to get like the top really dogs in the game, even whether you win or lose. Just put the best players in the dunk contest.
Yeah, but they don't want to do it. That's the problem, right? They don't want to do it.
Right.
That's the part.
LeBron had a dunk the other night that was crazy.
Yeah,
reverse through the lane,
Yeah.
in game dunk. So, like you say, how if a guy like LeBron James would get in the dunk contest, that could be really something to see.
To make it special, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I remember when it was a time.
But how many dunks can you do? That's the question. Like, ain't no new dunks. We done jumped over everything. We done done everything but take the dunk contest to Magic City.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
that would change the whole thing.
Now, that's a good idea. But,
Okay, Stack, give me your ideas, man. How would you because right now the way it's now, I think it's going in the wrong direction.
I agree. I think the NBA is like in an experimental phase right now where they're just trying different things out. So I don't think the 3-team thing is horrible. I'd probably be something they do for 1 year and they try something else next year. Personally, I think that the All-Star game itself for Sunday night should be NBA versus the world instead of just Europe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
NBA versus the world.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, because we got a lot of not European, but world players. I mean, the world team right now will be Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray, Joel Embiid. All those guys would be on the world team. And then the U.S. team, then you got some bragging rights going. I think it'll bring in global eyes as well.
That's
for
why
Saturday, what is the big thing is the dunk contest and the 3-point contest. I still think we should keep the 3-point contest around. I think with the dunk contest, Rodney was right about, all the dunks have been done. But I will say this, the street dunkers historically have been better than the NBA dunkers forever. And since all time. And then from my generation, we grew up watching the N1 mixtape, and we knew the street dunkers were the better dunkers. And a lot of those guys end up in the G League. So what I think you should do is integrate the G League into the dunk contest, because a lot of times, even if you look, I think within the last few years, some G League guys who were eligible did win the dunk contest.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I think it was Mac McClung or whatever. So, and there's some guys, and I can think back like guys like James White back in the day who was a tremendous dunker, couldn't always stay in the league, but there's a lot of those athletes in the G League that may not be great basketball players compared to the other pros, but they can jump higher than all the other dudes in the league. They got all the physical aspect, they got the creativity going on, and they got way less usage than an NBA guy who's playing 82 games in a season. So I would integrate them into the Saturday festivities. And then for Friday, I would probably stick to the rookies versus the sophomores and the celebrity game. And that'd be it for me.
All right, so Rodney Perry, this next question I have it made up, tailored for you in particular, because you'll see in a second. I literally was thinking of you. I was like, I gotta get Rodney Perry on the show today, see what he says. All right, the new face of the NBA, they're trying to make it to be who? Because right now it's been LeBron James for 20-something years. Then it's been Steph Curry on and off. I saw a couple of NBA articles. I saw actually 2 NBA articles this week. They wanted to be Victor Wembanyama. My 3 choices, and I'm gonna throw it out there. My 3 choices, Howie, get your names right, get your names together. My 3 choices were, and I'm saying were for purpose, were Ja Morant, Ant Edwards, and Zion Williamson. All 3 of those dudes messed it up. They can't be the NBA face of the league for obvious reasons right now. So gun charges, baby mama dramas, all that trying to issues that they have behind the scenes, not realizing that Victor Wembanyama is about to come in. He's a foreigner, and he's about to be the NBA face of the league, which I think the NBA is pushing. If you as the commissioner of the NBA, who would you be pushing right now, for this upcoming season to be the face of the league?
I like Ant. I think this dude's an outstanding player. He's a great looking kid. He plays well. He got to go. We took him over there and play. He played the Olympics. He shined in that game, and he to me is the future of the league. I'm not mad at Wembanyama. I like him, but I wouldn't. He wouldn't be on my list. I like to me Giannis is the guy. Giannis, and it's like I like your boy. I like your boy in Boston, the light skinned kid. What's his name?
Jason Tatum.
I like Jason Tatum, but Jason Tatum seems like not to want the shine.
He just can't hit the killer shots at the killer time like a Kobe could all the time. He would probably
he's better than good. He's really an outstanding.
He's really good. Yeah, it's really good.
But he seems like he don't really. But I saw an interview with him talking about him being a mama's boy, and that let me know what type of dude I was dealing with too.
Yeah, 100%. Howie Bell, the floor is yours, bro. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this: Anthony Edwards is really good basketball player, but he's also a young brother, really good looking guy. He got a nice, face about himself. I think he could shine as, one of the new faces of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Especially because of his youth too. With that being said, not only can he play. He's young, so he can last. He has some longevity in there with him, and I really like him. And the brother from the Spurs, his name slips me right now. The tall guy,
Wembanyama. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. I think that him as well. He's really good, and he's going to be around for a long time. And his youth has a lot to do with it as well. So those two guys right there, I think, are really strong candidates for being the future face of the NBA. And they got to change it, man, because these guys can really ball. And they're not just three-point shooters and all that. I know that the game has kind of changed into just this three-point shooting contest within itself. That's why the three shooting contest is boring, during the NBA All-Star weekend. But, I just think that these guys are a little bit different. They can do it all. Great players, great kids, and man, new faces of the NBA.
All right, now Stack. Nobody mentioned Cade Cunningham. Stack. Nobody mentioned Luka Doncic. I mean, you got to listen to cats that Roddy and Howie didn't mention because maybe it's because they don't make an impact. Who are your names, Stack?
May sound like a homer, but I think Jaylen Brown will be a perfect face for the NBA, and I'm gonna tell you why.
He's not the face of his own team.
I'm gonna tell you why he should be. I'm gonna tell you why he should be. He has more charisma than Jason Tatum, for one.
Agreed.
He won the Finals MVP. He won the Eastern Conference MVP. He has that clean cut image and not that street image that the NBA is trying to get away from. That's why the NBA has an issue with a guy like Ant being the face of the league, because he's still kind of rough around the edges, which I think the NBA needs.
He's no Ja Morant though.
Exactly. And then, he's got all the social justice stuff going. But at the end of the day, Jaylen Brown, he still dunks on more dudes than all the stars. And he can still hit the threes with all of the best three-point shooters in the league. And he locks down on defense. He keeps a clean record. So I think, realistically, as far as fitting the mold, I think Jaylen Brown, as far as his game on and off the court, he's pretty much the safest bet. And, he makes gold with everything. So
I have to. You just brought me over on that side too, because
let me say this real quick. I think Brown. I like him too. I really like him as a basketball player.
Yeah. And he brought me over. Stack just brought me over there too, because he got an MIT behind. Go ahead, Howie. I'm sorry.
I'll say this though. He may be too black.
But that's what I'm saying about Ant. That's what I was saying about Ant, though.
But Brown is more, he more like real conscious with it.
But the thing, true. But I think
a little bit too much for them.
You're right. But I mean, he knows how to play the game. He went to Cal. He went to Cal. He's in Boston. He knows how to play the game.
He's a certified genius. He's a real deal genius.
He might be too smart. He might be too smart.
But how about this, guys? And I like Jaylen Brown as a person, as a human being, but he's clearly pissed somebody off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somewhere they alienate him from the Olympics. They alienate him. I mean, it's not just Adidas. It's something else going on.
And if you look at his draft, the history of him in the draft, the Celtics drafted him at number 3. And even when he was being drafted, there was a lot of trash they was talking about him. They said he's too smart to be in the NBA and that they're scared that his focus wasn't going to be on basketball. Then they said he couldn't shoot. And then here he is averaging mid-20s, high field goal percentage, hitting threes, dunking on everybody, and he's doing everything else at the same time. I just think they just hate to see that level of excellence coming out of a brother like that.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great guy. Great guy.
And, probably, and everything you just said is probably why he won't be the face of the NBA.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let me move on. I got to move on because we got time. Got another conversation.
Frank, before you move on, what happened to the ugly dude in the NBA? And we talking about the face, but where the ugly people at? Like I remember the days of Sam Cassell. There was lots of ugly dudes. It ain't hardly no ugly dudes in the NBA no more, man. Who the ugliest man?
Because they're basketball wives, the sons of the basketball wives now. So everybody's all these, Chico DeBarge.
They all biracial. They all biracial.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Boston, what's the man from the Celtics? He cut his hair. He had the crazy hair, and he cut it bald this past year.
Oh, you talking about Derek White? Yeah, Derek White. You know what?
he might be the ugliest man. But he ain't ugly. He just got a lot of forehead. He
had the hair, it was horrible, bro. Yeah. It was horrible.
He definitely had it. He had the Stephen A. Smith for sure.
He was worse than he looked like a Dr. Seuss character. You remember he had style. He had a style.
Yo, insane.
All right, so how are you up? You got the floor, man. This is going to be my next question for you, bro. Is I talked about the face of the league. I talked about okay, here we go. If you are sitting at home and you are a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, are you mad because the Cleveland Cavaliers aren't getting any respect? And should the Cleveland Cavaliers get some respect? And Rodney, I'm going to change the subject with you because we ain't talking about that. I'm going to switch the subject up with you. I got another topic with you, Rodney, because of the time. What you got, Howie? What you think?
I think the Cleveland Cavaliers got respect. I think they did good the last couple seasons. I think they got respect. I don't think that they're not getting respect.
Now I don't think they are. When you turn on the channel, first take, nobody's talking about the first thing in the morning. Like after they've been won a 15-game winning streak, 17-game winning streak, they still the fifth story.
Very true.
They're no first take in the morning. They're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, and they terrible. So they talk about the Cowboys every day. So that doesn't matter, man. That's television. So, but I mean, but I get your point. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna show and prove like they did in the playoffs. That's what they do. So I don't think that they're getting disrespected. They may not get the airtime that they deserve, but I don't think they're being disrespected.
I hear what you're saying, Howie. I think they are because when you get more airtime, you get more money, you get more late night games, you get to see more national television, all of that. Howie Bell, Steph Curry need help. So I asked my boys this week, what should they do? Now, on top of that, I'm gonna ask it a compound question. Here's the compound question: should Jimmy Butler, who's requesting a trade out of Miami, should he go to Golden State and help out Steph, or should Jimmy Butler go to Houston Rockets? And how would you help out Steph right now? Should Steph stay or go? So you got two questions.
I would love to see Jimmy Butler go to Golden State. That would be incredible. I would love to see that.
See, I wouldn't because of it's two old guys on the point.
They're gonna need some more help too, because the team is getting older within itself. But I just think that Jimmy Butler would be a good fit for them. But I don't know if Golden State is. I think they about ready to kind of crash though.
No, okay. Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts?
I think that even Jimmy Butler would want to go there, even though I would want to see it. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the greatest fit for him because I think Golden State is kind of at the end.
Okay, Jimmy Butler goes where, Rodney? What do you think?
Jimmy Butler, he need to go somewhere with somebody with some money. Jimmy Butler trying to get his last big contract, and it ain't in Golden State. They're not gonna pay him what he's worth. They're not gonna and they don't need him. They got a heartbeat guy in Draymond, and so Jimmy is a heartbeat guy. He's tough. He makes stuff happen. He's just ready to get out of Miami. I don't know why, because that money tax free in Miami. So he might go to a place like Houston, another state.
That was my pick. That's my pick.
Another state that got money. They got money in Houston. The Rockets got money. and he can go there. He can make an impact on the team. It ain't gonna make no difference in his career, but he gonna get his paper.
And Stack, I think that he could bring them to the semifinals, bro, or at least not make an upset and get them to the finals if he goes to Houston. I got to piggyback off what Roddy said. What you think, Stack?
Yeah, you pair Jimmy Butler up with Ime Udoka and then all those young guns around there. And,
yeah.
They're a very intense team. He got Van Vliet over there. It's a real tough-nosed team, I think. And then they got a good big man there. I think Houston could make a lot of noise in the West, if not come out of the West, if I'm being honest, just because they play tough and then Jimmy can hit shots.
I 100% agree with that. Okay, Howie Bell. This is a podcast question. Podcast question is Brandon Jennings a couple of days ago called Jason Tatum the softest star the Boston Celtics have ever had. The softest right now. Now, Brandon Jennings has been on 5 teams over 9 NBA seasons and never won anything, and never made an NBA All-Star team. Do you think he had the right to say what he said, or what you think about Brandon Jennings' comments?
I mean, he can say whatever he wants to say. It don't make him right. Tatum has proved above and beyond at this point. You know what I'm saying? Not only a champion, but he's tough. And so, I mean, he probably was just trying to play the light-skinned card with him. You know what I'm saying? Make him, that's Drake, trying to make him look like Drake or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, he doesn't have the right to say it. And, me, I'm a Detroit guy. So, I'm Pistons and all that. So, but I go back when Boston with McHale and Parrish and all them guys was real tough. You know what I'm saying? But, at the same time, I don't think Tatum is soft at all. And like I said, he's a champion. But Jenny can say what he wants to say. Who gives a damn?
Yeah, I don't even know why they paid so much attention to it. But it made the news.
Absolutely. I mean, who cares?
Yeah, it made the news, Rodney Parrish. I was like, let me ask the guys. Let me see.
Oh, no, it's more than a fair question. I mean, everybody's a talking head nowadays. We live in an era where everybody's voice matters. And so I get what he's saying, but at the same time, a guy that averaged 5.2 points a game, 2.2 rebounds a game, you can't talk to me and I'm an MVP.
Come on, man.
You can't call me soft.
Man.
And what he could do is walk up and slap him in the face, and then people won't call him soft anymore.
I'll definitely have to ask that. All right, before you roll up out of here and say to everybody where everybody's going, let me just throw my man White Chocolate back in here, Mr. Steve Negative Ned. Steve, you get the final say, final talk, final comment on whatever you want to drop out there. So go ahead, Steve.
All right, so let me piggyback these Brandon Jennings comments. The other day you asked me about it, and I asked you if you know who FredEx is. Do any of you guys remember FredEx from the Philadelphia Eagles? Somebody has to. Come on now.
Yeah. Yes.
You do. See, thank you, Rodney.
Okay.
Remember he was spouting off during the Super Bowl? Oh, I know this and that. You know what?
Yeah.
What happened to him? He disappeared. This guy's the same way. This guy's going to disappear the same way. Yeah, everybody's a talking head. Everybody's got something to say, but you know what? He didn't sniff an MVP. He sniffed the bench, and he can just stay there.
All right,
he's a mainstay over there at Gilbert Arenas' show, and so that's why his voice even gets heard. But yeah, but he's not. I mean, he's a pro, so his voice matters, especially since pros are now becoming commentators. Their voice matters, but I don't think he had the right to call him soft.
Well, Rodney Perry, thank you for joining the show because the show's up. Tell everybody out there where they can find you, what you got going on, just what's going on.
I'm easy to find Rodney Perry live on all social media. Brand new podcast coming down the pipe, guys. It's called Comedy and Crime, and it's my foray into true crime. We cover everything from Ali Sadiq. I have had a lawyer come on, and my co-host is an attorney as well, and so it's a really dope show, and it starts January 14th on all platforms.
What do you mean by Ali Sadiq? What happened with Ali Sadiq? That's my dude.
Well, Ali Sadiq, he served time in penitentiary, so he kind of came on and talked about his perspective. Yeah, it was great. It was a great conversation.
My man Howie Bell, give everybody out there how they can find you and what you got going on.
Hey, man, first of all, I want to say thank you, Brother Holder, man. You're the man. We've been with each other a very long time. I don't know, over 25 years at least.
Yeah.
But, hey, to be on your platform, man, it's a blessing. I appreciate that. And Rodney Perry, man, a long time, brother. I love y'all.
My God.
Really good. I'm very happy that the Detroit Lions are doing well.
No, I've never seen you this happy. You look the happiest.
I want to say this on behalf most of the people that are Lions fans and from the city of Detroit. We are not used to this.
Yes.
This is
Y'all deserve it too. Out of all the teams in the league, y'all deserve it.
Yeah, and out of all the teams in the league, I'm rooting for the Detroit Lions to win the whole thing because they
I think
you can forget that. You can forget that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this, Ronnie. We came close last year, but I think last year we wasn't. That was brand new territory. We didn't know what the hell we were doing, and we got to the NFC Championship last year and almost won against San Francisco. I think this year, even with the depleted defense, we have a really strong chance of getting at least to the Super Bowl. Now, from that point, I don't know. That'll be brand new territory. But I want to say that, and man,
I can beat Kansas City or Baltimore.
We don't know. It just depends on which team shows up for who, man. It's any given Sunday, brothers. And I tell you, when you get to that point, every play matters. And Detroit is well built to kick ass. And we are not playing around. Our defense may be depleted, but our offense could mess around and just score every single drive. So you have to figure out how to beat us.
You have to stop. You see, the thing is, in the NFL, the NFL is different. It's not like it was before. In the NFL, you have to have a defense to stop the offense. The offenses are also powerful now. It ain't just like
absolutely. It's very powerful now.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Defense wins championships, which I still think holds true to a certain degree. But like you said, the offenses are a little more powerful now. And I'm telling you, if Detroit goes down, they're scoring their first 6 drives. I mean, you gotta remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to come back from that. So, with that being said, they can always find me. And I want to say thank you to Lil Rel Howery for putting me down with a movie called Unexpected Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, I filmed a few months ago, which is ironic because now with the fires in LA, which is the route that I had to take for the couple of weeks I was there going to shoot the film, all that's kind of burnt up now. It's crazy. And so, but Unexpected Christmas will be coming out Christmas of 2025 this year. And so, hey, it's your boy Howie Bell, man. Howie Bizzell, HOWIE BIZZELL. That's me, man. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. I don't know where Stack is. Stack, you there? All right. I guess Stack not in the show anymore. Steve, tell everybody else what's going on, and then we wrapping this up.
First, let me say pleasure to meet you, Howie and Rodney. Thanks for being on.
What?
What's going on? Obvious NFL football going on. I'm happy to be part of this show with Frank. And don't forget to check out Boston Straight Shooters. That's a show that me and Frank do with Kev on Wednesdays. And listen, I have Baltimore and Detroit in the Super Bowl, and I have Baltimore winning only because I don't know how you're going to stop Lamar.
And that's funny. He said that Lance Woods got on the show 2 days ago and said that's the blackest Super Bowl.
Because people said that last year, right?
I just pulled that up on the internet. 19% chance Detroit has of winning the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, but that's a big 19. That's a big 19.
What is the percentage of going?
I didn't check that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll circle back with you all next week. Thank you all for watching the show. The show's called Boston Straight Shooters. This is the show we talk about sports. My man Stack is there. Stack, I tell everybody out there before you how to find you, Stack, so I can wrap this up.
Yeah, y'all can catch me at Stackanova on Instagram. Y'all got to get all my socials, but I got the at STACKANOVA. Catch me on there whenever you like.
Thanks, Stack. Thanks to Renee, Trina, my man C-Dog. A couple people on Instagram was watching. It was just going so fast. I couldn't catch all their names. Thank you guys for watching on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching on all the social media platforms. We'll be back next week, Monday through Friday from 5 to 6, live and repeated on Humor Mill channels. And next week, I'm going to surprise you all again with some new guests, too. We're going to keep it moving. Thanks, guys, for joining. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.